Why do people leave God? Satanic attacks. The devil will say a young girl wanting to serve God, and he will pressure her family to pressure her to marry. He will pressure her for certain desires. Go and have a child. And she goes and gets the child, and now she's trying to take care of the child. She's missing a divine setup. I told you, when you eat in planting time, you'll be hungry in harvest time, and you will beg men who planted. And let this holy journey be my only life. Big pastors have fallen. Big Christians have fallen. We have people who will pray for 24 hours, 10 hours. Today they don't pray anymore. A generation where we follow up. We send you for evangelism and we follow you up to see whether the people you are following up are followed up. Even the people who have entrusted the gospel to need help. A faithful man who can find, he says, Timothy, what I've given you entrust to faithful men. But the issue is that now we cannot find faithful men, so we are entrusting the thing because we don't have a choice, because Christ is coming soon. We are entrusting this thing to people who are still weak, people who cannot even take charge of their own lives. So you go to preach to somebody and end up sleeping with a person. Things that happen in the gospel. You go to preach to somebody and end up sleeping with a person. Many have been converted in the field. They went to convert and they were converted. It will not be your portion in the name of Jesus. The name of Daniel was changed, but he maintained his name. Is the devil attacking you? It's because you're on the right path. Stay there. I told you, it takes a stubborn man to stop a stubborn devil. Be more stubborn than he is. When he launched attack, say, though God slays me, yet I will trust in him. When the devil attack you, stand your ground. It takes a violent man to stop a violent spirit. And I will end with this today. Why do people backslide? Do you want to know? And let this holy journey be my only life. Help me never to betray you, Lord. Always keep me at my post. Jesus, I am your sacrifice. Isaiah chapter 40 verse 31. May this session minister to somebody here. I don't know, some of you came for a special word. This is the word. Yes.
Isaiah chapter 40 verse 31.
Talk to me.
But they that wait upon the Lord.
But somebody say but. The word but means I want to contradict what was said before. But they that wait upon the Lord, which means that it says that even the young man, he's trying to finish. Even the strong pastor will fall. But the weak pastor that wait upon the Lord, even the strong evangelist will fail. He said the young man will utterly fall. He says, but the people that, it doesn't matter their category, it doesn't matter their weakness, it doesn't matter the deficiency. If they can wait upon the Lord, these are the ones who shall mount on wings.
But they that wait upon the Lord.
They, in English, what does bet mean? You are beautiful, bet. It means that I want to spoil what I just said. You are qualified for the job, but it means I want to spoil what I just said. But in this case, this bet means there is a system you should apply. If you walk by it, I tell you, when everybody is backsliding, you will not. Talk to me, man.
Shall renew their strength.
But they that wait upon the Lord, they shall renew their strength. Do you know why? Strength is needed in every step of the way. Why do people backslide? Strength finished, they were not waiting. Their strength finished, so their Christian race ended. When fuel in a car finishes, it doesn't matter the size of the engine, the car will not move. It doesn't matter your revelation of God. When strength is finished, you backslide if you don't renew it. I have a big engine. If there's no fuel in the car, it cannot move. Oh, my car is 2021 model. My car is beautiful. If there's no fuel, it cannot move. There are so many of you. You are gifted today, but the assurance you will be there tomorrow. That 20 years from now, when they are calling people who have been consistent in their spirituality, you will still answer present. It's because you wait upon the Lord. Is somebody hearing me now? I just crossed my first decade as a full-time pastor, and guess what? If Christ tarries, the second decade I will still be here. The third decade, Bishop Bodo has been preaching for 45 years now, and he's still standing. Yet God told me, say, why are they weak when they have not started? Why are you full when you have not eaten? Why? Oh God. Zamamakula makata. Do you know that when you don't have appetite, it can be said you have a health challenge? When your appetite for the word of God dies, you have a spiritual health challenge. But the people, the Cameroonians, the Nigerians, the strong people, I want to show you something tonight. One of my secrets why I have not backslided and why I will not backslide. It's not strong men that win this race. It is people that submit to the principles of the race that win. Listen for a while. When the mountain race is done, notice, it's not he that runs very fast that finishes. There are places to run fast. It's true now. There's where they slow down. Professionals know. But somebody doesn't know who try to run very fast from the start and they would die at Bundumagate. No strength renewed. There is a mechanism that works in a Christian.
They shall mount up with wings as eagles.
Say wings. So every time you wait, a new apparel is added to your arsenal. Before you used to look at the now, I will end my sermon with that. Look at the progression. They shall
run and not be weary.
They shall do what? Run and not be weary. Why? They have waited well. An angel came and told Elijah, for the kind of journey ahead, you must eat more than others. He ate and said, let me go. Say, hey, eat again because of the journey ahead of you. See, when God is telling you to sit down, he knows why. When God says sit down, he knows why. He knows why. You are trying to eat like a chicken and be sustained like a camel. That's why you carry what camels carried, but you lasted for 2 weeks. Because there was overload. What is on your head versus what is within you does not reconcile. So what is on your head break you down. What breaks men is that they carry on them more than they carry within. You are carrying a burden for ministry, but there is no supporting factor within you. The spirit within is what strengthens a man to carry the spirit upon. If you put new wine in old wineskin, it shall destroy it. Some believers are carrying something heavy, heavier than what they have eaten in the spirit. They have not weighted enough, so there's no weight enough to carry a generation. You have not started, and they are calling you the title of those who have ended, and you are taking it. But they say you are Sinash, and you are accepting. You are accepting the names of people who are at the arrival at your beginning. That is why the attacks of those people is coming to you, but the capacity to keep the devil out is not there. And so you see a young man die like a chicken because he carried major oracle with a minor spiritual life. Because you carry the name major with a minor no spiritual backing. You carry the name ancestor, and there is nothing you carry on the inside. Child of God, when they call you at your beginning, the names of those at their arrival deny it. They asked John the Baptist, are you Elijah? He said, no sir. It's a good thing to say I'm Elijah, they will respect me. Are you Moses? It's a good thing to say I'm Moses, they will respect me. He said, no sir. Are you the Messiah? Which means the guy was so much in manifestation that they could equate him with the messianic order. He said, I'm not Elijah, I'm not Moses, I'm not the Messiah. I'm the voice of one crying, making the way straight for the Lord. Many people have ended before they start because they took things that they don't deserve.
And they shall walk and
they shall
not
walk,
faint.
not faint. So there are Christians. Do you not see it? This backsliding now. Some Christians walk and fainted. Say they that wait. Or the next reason why people backslide, I'll show you why very soon. Impatience. They cannot wait. Through David, he prepares a table. Doesn't buy the food. He prepares it. While he's preparing it, people went and ate in the neighbor's house, thinking that God is not coming. So they got disqualified from eating what was being prepared for them. God said, I will take you to America. You went and ate in the neighbor's house. How? You went and slept with the man to get money for passports. While he was preparing the table, he said, I'm too hungry to wait. It takes a different kind of grace to wait. Of a truth, there are things you only learn by experience. See, there are things that God even tells you now, you will only understand by experience. So he tells you them by revelation, then pass you through the experience so you can understand the revelation. On the first day of your marriage, they tell you, you must love your wife unconditionally. It sounds nice as theory. But when she does something bad to you, you are learning now by experience the revelation. Love your husband and he treats you in a bad way. So there is something called impatience. It has taken many believers, many pastors out of divine setting. I began by saying what? Pray that let God keep you in his will. It is impatience that make men leave the will of God, hoping they will come back, and they may never come back. People who say, let me go and arrange one or two things, never came back. Bible says, they that wait, meaning it's a choice. It's a class of people who decided to be different from the others. It's a they that wait, because not everyone waits. But they that wait, there's an assurance for them, but not everyone will wait. Some people began the Christian journey, but impatience took them out. They were waiting on the Lord for something and it did not come to pass on the time they wanted. They forgot to understand that God's time is the best and God's time is better than man's timing. People of God, for where you are going to, there is a protocol called wait. One of the most difficult Christian experiences, I'm reading from my book, Dealing with Backsliding. One of the most difficult Christian experiences is the instruction to wait. My spiritual father, Apostle Samuel Molombe, says, it is easier to obey an instruction to walk than an instruction to wait. Pastor Norris, go to Bunduma Gate. It's easier than Pastor Norris, sit here and wait, I'm coming. And the thing with God's waiting system is that he doesn't tell you when it's coming or when it is coming. Abraham, I'll give you a child, he didn't tell you when. How many people can stay at the pool for 38 years and not change church? No miracle. I'm not talking about waiting by condition. There are some people who have been put in the condition to wait. Listen to me. Poverty humbles a man naturally. We cannot know if you're a loyal son or daughter until you started having results. You can prophesy like your father now. You can preach like him. You have money more than him. Your car is nicer than his car. You can, then now you still answer yes sir. Then you are humble. But there's a stage where you are humbled. Being humbled means that circumstance has bent your back. Some people are not waiting. They simply don't have resources to disobey God. Some Jonahs don't have transport. They would have left. Nothing humbles a Jonah like lack of transport. And nothing reveals a Jonah like the presence of transport. If you have what it takes to walk out of God's work, walk out of God's instruction, will you do it or not? I'm not speaking about being in a place because condition has put you there. I'm not talking about waiting because you lack options. I'm talking about choice despite and in spite of options. I'm talking about waiting upon the Lord even though there are options to disobey him. Do you get my point right now? I'm talking about waiting upon the Lord though there are options. There are options to compromise. There are men that just said, baby girl, take my phone number. When you decide to leave this church thing, call me and I will sponsor you. Now you are homeless and there's a phone number of a guy who can get you an apartment and equip it. That is now true waiting upon the Lord. I'm talking about when you have no house, you have no contact, you are sleeping in church by condition. But when you sleep in church, though you have an apartment, that is waiting. The strength of the action is what you sacrifice to do the action. Think God not bless me? Do you know the house I left for him? Do you know the options I left for him? Peter said, we who have left all. In other words, there are options, but we choose to wait. I don't know, but I feel like teaching somebody this evening. And I know that God will speak to you all in the name of Jesus. Dear you, are you waiting because of condition and lack of options, or because you know the importance of patience? That's why many Christians when they had no options, they were serving faithfully. When option came, they left. Now you have an iPhone, but your eyes don't see anymore. You have passport now, but no encounters anymore. All those things have been pre-planned to happen to you within a time after something has been worked in you and you are prepared for them, but the devil brings them before time. Do you know what it means to sit down and what God said I will give you in 30 years time? Somebody gives you today without you having to wait for 30 years. The devil comes to Jesus and say, why are you wanting to fast? You want to go and die, kill yourself. Forget the kingdoms you want to die and get. These are them here. At the start of his ministry, the devil brought him things he will only get at the end of his ministry. When Satan wants to end you at the beginning, he begins with your end. When you have men, if you give your body to them, they can give you 1 million now. And God says, wait, you don't have a house. See, I'm talking about a time where you know what to do, but you have been told not to do it. When preaching about the realms of faith, remember that sermon? I said the third realm of faith is a realm where principles of the kingdom don't work. Because the principality of the kingdom has said, I want to train you. You apply law of tithing, law of this, law of that, no change. Because this time, I want to stop you from being a receiver to being a creator. Listen, I'm talking about waiting upon the Lord. Impatience has taken many believers out of the kingdom. I was singing in that church, they could not sponsor me, so I left to the world. Impatience. The church was trying to grow and you went. When you know what to do to change your level, but God says don't do it. You have phone numbers to call and you will get out of that pitiful condition. But God said, remember, there are people that have their contacts. And some of you, there are people that have no contacts and they are looking for contacts to compromise. While there are people that have the number of kings, yet they close those numbers. They even block these kings so as to look up to the King of Kings. You see, when God wants your attention, He puts suspension on every contact. You have relevant contacts, but you cannot go back. Your family opens their doors to you. You have suffered too much in ministry. You can come back home and you tell yourself, it is better to die in the wilderness than to go back to Egypt, where your old boyfriend calls you and say you have been suffering for a long time. Come back, and you are considering going back. But when you look at how far you have gone, you say, than for me to turn back, I better move forward. I better go forward, ever backward never. I have options. At least 6 people have desired to take me abroad. I have many options, sir. I sold my car as a seed and I'm trekking. I have options, but I can't, because God says wait. He prepares a table before me, so I have to sit and watch Him prepare it. Lord, but I'm hungry. He said, just 2 more years, I'll be done. He anoints my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Only those that wait have a cup that run over. Some people, why God just put small water in their glass, they ran to feed their generation, and suddenly 2 years in ministry, they are tired because it's not overflow. Many have exited training processes because they think that there's pressure on them. No, I need to manifest, and to manifest, and to manifest. God didn't die for you to manifest. He died for you, first of all, to be with Him, then to send you forth. In the book of Mark chapter 3, from verse 14 and 15, He ordained them to be with Him. Normally, we ordain pastors to send them forth, but Jesus ordained them to keep them down. And when He's sure they have carried something, then He sent them forth. But people, we are ordaining people because we are in a haste, and so we send people who are half-baked ministers out there who are misrepresenting the work. There are half-baked Christians who have not fulfilled the principles, the curriculum for their build-up. They have not even started. They wrote 1 CA in Destiny and they left school. I don't know who I'm speaking to right now, but many don't want to wait. Sir, but they that wait. Many don't want to wait. They that wait, I assure you, when young men are failing, you will not fail. Child of God, to be up today does not mean you'll be up tomorrow. It is waiting that ensures that those who are up today will be upper and uppest tomorrow. Is anybody hearing me now? Waiting is not just sitting, it's sitting with joy. Apostle Paul saying, and when I'm done with my assignment with joy, when I finish with joy. If you finish grudgingly, there will be no crown. Rema is boiling in your spirit. You are hearing God every night on new sermons and you can't preach it. Wait. But Lord, why are you showing me? He said, I'm showing you for tomorrow. Why some of us run short is because we're sharing seed. God gave you the seed of greatness. You share it as a seed. He gave you so you can plant it. When it becomes a tree, people will eat the fruits. The tree is still rooted. There are visions you share too early. There are sermons you preach too soon. Talking about the time when The world knows you are a gifted brother, but they wonder why you are where you are. They think it's demonic attack. They think it's the devil keeping you there. But you and God knows it's a divine negotiation. It's difficult because people who are less anointed than you are more projected than you. You are seeing them in different programs preaching, but you are sitting somewhere owing money and you're like, what is happening to me? God said, I'm humbling you by humiliating you. By the time I'm done with you, for us to shoot a stone like this, it will not go far. But when they put the stone in the catapult and they pull it back, when God is pulling you back, it's because he wants to make you overtake, recover all. Some people may have begun ahead of you, but by the time God is done with you, he will shoot you as an arrow that cannot be stopped. Begins as a caterpillar. You see, it is not caterpillars that become butterflies. It is caterpillars that wait that become. It is not, listen to me, the capacity, the ability for a caterpillar to be a butterfly is possible, but only the ones that wait can have that possibility. So there are caterpillars who want to be butterflies, but they don't want to wait. How will I stay for 1 week, for 3 weeks inside a small shell? What about my business? What about my job? What about my mother? What about my father? That's why you're not flying in destiny. Why are you not flying in destiny? Because you are still crawling and you are glorying in your small jobs and small connection. But one other caterpillar says, I have been crawling for a long time. He goes to the secret place and it hangs himself in a corner. All the friends are looking at it. They are seemingly going ahead of the other caterpillar, and you are just there. Look at that sister. Look at how useless she is. Where she was gifted, though, see where she is now. Oh, he was gifted, though, see where he is now. You don't understand where I am. I'm in the incubator. I am being prepared. There are some parts in me that cannot be shown until I wait upon. There is a wing capacity. There are feathers or wings, but in a caterpillar, the only waiting becomes the mystery that can reveal a flight capacity in a crawling animal. Ladies and gentlemen, is anybody hearing me at all? We may all be caterpillars, but only they that wait can renew themselves, and in that waiting period, everything is covered. You can no longer see the outside world. The reason why you are envious of your friends who have gone ahead of you is because in the place of waiting you were spying. If Facebook will disturb your attention while you are waiting, get out of Facebook. Oh, look at Patience has gotten married. That girl I was helping in the Lord, she has married. Lord, she has married. God said, how do you know she has married? You left the place of waiting. You became a spectator. That sister's married. The other one has gotten married. Hey, that boy don't start church. That boy don't get crowd. See where I am. These are young men I raised up. Look at the crowd is pulling. Look at where I am. God said, they that wait. If you go worry, you lock yourself. So the reason why when a caterpillar is trying to metamorphose, everything is sealed. It because close the door behind you and speak to your Father in heaven. You must shut the door of social media. Shut the door of distraction. Shut the door of contemporaries. If your friends are disturbing you, shut the door off your phone. Break your SIM card. When you are done with waiting, you will buy a new SIM card, and strange men shall call you. Who gave you my number? I was sleeping at night and I had a dream. God said, call this sister and give her 50 million. But all I know people that God told people to call them and sponsor them for life. The world knows you are gifted. They wonder why you are where you are. But deep down, you know an instruction has kept you down. If you don't obey the instruction to wait, you will still come back after years and wait. See, God told me, a prayer you must pray, you will pray. Come for all night, come for all night. No, I am busy, I'm busy. When you now marry, your husband will become your prayer point. Oh God, this man is cheating. Lord, help him. 8 hours prayer that no pastor declared. Pastor John, where are you? Can we climb that hill now and pray? She's in her husband's house. She's enjoying marriage because she climbed the hill early. hill you climb, you climb. Oh God. My father said in the camp, he said some of us now, all what we are going through is because we don't want to wait. You go to this, go to that. Why? You deny to wait. Impatience.